It was early afternoon in Seoul. The smell of charred meat and stale cigarettes wafted from a restaurant packed for the lunch hour, and a steady thrum of K-pop ballads filtered from the cafe on the corner, the soundtrack of my new life. With some time to spare before work, I wound my way through narrow back alleys towards the main street of Gangnam, an area famous for its plush boutiques, high-end department stores, and ritzy underground clubs. Dubbed the Beverly Hills of Seoul, Gangnam is the commercial hub of South Korea's biggest tech companies and corporate chaebol conglomerates, billion-dollar enterprises run by multiple generations of the one family. With its fast cars, celebrity status, and the most exclusive real estate in the country, it was the last place on earth I'd ever expected to find myself living. As I rounded the entrance to the subway station, a giant neon billboard flashed over my head, showcasing the latest K-beauty trends and designer brands, and a drone of heavy bass beats blasted through the crowded streets. In the opposite direction, an ancient Buddhist temple founded during the Silla dynasty, one of the three kingdoms of Korea, stood stoic and serene, an oasis of calm and green amidst the urban sprawl of modern-day Seoul. The air was icy fresh, but the snow had recently melted, and tight buds of cherry blossom on the trees that lined the boulevard held all the promise of spring. Every season that unfolded before my eyes was a gift of new offerings and unexplored terrain. It was one of the things I loved most about the city, the way the seasons dictated the patterns of life. Unlike my hometown of Melbourne, where the weather chops and changes without preamble or warning, each season in South Korea is uniquely defined and steeped in philosophical meaning. According to Korean belief, spring is the beginning of the yang cycle, commonly associated with warmth and light. It is a time of hope and rebirth, when nature bursts forth in all its glory and insects and animals awaken from their slumber. In perfect alignment with the burgeoning landscape, I was feeling brighter than I had in ages, a cautious bubble of contentment rising within. Not so long ago, the sheer force of the city had overwhelmed me. The cars that lurched onto the footpath, the stench of sewage that intermittently crossed my path, the frantic pace at which everything moved. But now I found it exhilarating, my spirits revived by the smells and sounds that oozed from the city's core. When I left Melbourne for South Korea in September 2005, life had lost its flavour. All the things that once gave me pleasure no longer held their shiny appeal. Adrenaline surged through my veins day and night, and the crippling weight of grief and self-doubt repeatedly stole the breath from my lungs. In an all-time career low, I'd been driving around the outskirts of the city, dressed as a tap-dancing dinosaur, entertaining 3- and 4-year-old children who were more interested in the contents of their nasal passages than anything I had to offer. After countless cringeworthy renditions of Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock, adorned in a green lycra bodysuit that clung to my figure in all the wrong places and gave me a permanent wedgie, I was ready to drive my car off a cliff when an unexpected phone call from my agent offered a less drastic alternative.